You're one decision away from something that changes the life you're living right now. The life you're about to live won't even look like they belong to the same person. I'm picking up on a small decision that will set things in motion for you. It could involve paperwork or saying yes to something that scares you. And once you make it, large fortune will flood your life that you won't know what to do with it. This reading is meant for specific someone who needs to hear it at this time. Let's get into it. I see two people in your coffee grounds. They're walking together, holding hands, and they've been walking for a long time. Underneath them, I can see their footprints trailing behind them, like a map of everywhere they've been together. And they're not looking back at those footprints. They're looking forward. They're walking toward the sun. This doesn't have to be romantic. For some of you, it could be. It could be you and your partner if you're in a relationship. But for others of you, I feel like this is either a business partner, a family member, or a best friend. Someone you've been through things with, challenges. This is someone who has seen you at your worst and is still walking beside you. What strikes me about this image is the footprints, because footprints are proof, they are evidence, and what your coffee grounds is showing me is that you and this person have already done the hard part together. You've already walked through the difficult stretch, the part where you didn't know if it would work out, where you weren't sure if the other person would stay or if the path ahead is the right one for you. You walked through that, both of you did, and now you're heading toward the sun. Here's why this matters for the decision that's coming. You're not making this decision alone, even if it feels like a solo choice. There is someone walking with you who is part of this. Their energy is tied to yours in this next chapter. I want to be specific because I feel this strongly. The decision you are about to make, it either directly involves this person or it directly affects them. You've already had conversations about it. The footprints are behind you, the sun is ahead, and this person is right there next to you, ready to walk into whatever comes next. They have shown you who they are through years of walking the hard ground. That's worth more than most people will ever get in a lifetime. Now, this is interesting because here the energy shifts completely. I see you standing alone. You're surrounded by darkness, but it's not total darkness. There are these small bits of light scattered around you, like fragments, almost like someone took something bright and shattered it, and the pieces are still glowing on the ground around your feet. You've walked away from something recently or from someone. I feel this very strongly. You made a choice to leave a situation or a dynamic, and now you're standing in the aftermath of that choice. And honestly, it doesn't feel great right now. You did the right thing, but nobody gave you any recognition for it. You just left. And now the silence is loud. But look at those lights around you. What a lot of people get wrong about the dark times of life is they assume darkness means something went wrong. Like if you were on the right path, you would feel sunshine and certainty all the time. But that's not true. Sometimes you walk into the dark on purpose because what was behind you was worse than not being able to see what's ahead. Without darkness, there is no light. Each one of those scattered lights represents something you kept when you walked away, a piece of knowledge, a boundary you finally learned to hold, a truth about yourself that you couldn't see while you were still in that old situation. You carry these now. They are yours. I want to tell you something about the timing of this. you standing alone in the dark, this is not your destination. This is the process. You know how in a house you walk through a dark hallway to get from one lit room to the next? That's where you are right now. You left one room, and the next room is brighter than anything you've experienced. Okay, so this one is very specific, and I need you to pay close attention. I see a lot of papers, like literal paperwork, contracts, documents, things that need printing, things that need signing. There is a lot of it, like your life right now involves a lot of administrative or official processes. In the middle of all these papers, there is one that matters more than the rest. One document that you need to be very careful not to overlook or throw away. Here's where I want to get specific. I feel like some of you are in the middle of something official. It could be a property transaction, a legal process, could be an application for something like a license, a visa, a loan, a move, something that requires paperwork and patience and attention to detail. There is a large fortune coming towards you. It rewrites your story, and it has a paper trail. Sometimes fortune arrives as a contract. Sometimes the thing that changes your entire life looks like a boring document with small print. There is one piece of paper in particular that I'm being shown, and I feel strongly that you might almost miss it. It could get buried in a pile of other things, or you might read it quickly and not realize what it actually means. Or someone hands you something and you put it aside, thinking you'll deal with it later. Don't do that. Over the next month, when paperwork crosses your path, read everything carefully. Don't skim through it, especially if something arrives that seems routine or insignificant. The document that carries your fortune might look like the least interesting one in the stack. I'm also seeing that some of you have been procrastinating on a specific piece of paperwork. You've been putting it off because it feels overwhelming or boring, or you're not sure about the outcome. Whatever document you've been avoiding, you are being called to deal with it this week if you can, because avoiding it is delaying something much bigger than you realize. I see you walking toward two doors. They look completely different from each other. One doesn't look anything like the other, and that's a very important detail. These are not two versions of the same thing. These are two completely different paths, and you're about to be faced with both of them. But here's what's interesting. You can't see them yet. As I look at this image, you're walking toward these doors, but they haven't fully appeared in your life yet. They are forming, materializing, like something that's still being built ahead of you. One of these doors, I'm going to tell you right now, is the one everyone around you would pick for you. It's the sensible one, the one that looks right on paper. If you described both options to a group of people, most of them would say, go through that door, obviously. The other door looks strange, maybe even a little intimidating. It doesn't match what people expect from you, but this is the one that leads to your fortune. I keep thinking about this idea. I don't know who originally said it, but it's the concept that the thing you are most afraid to do is usually the thing that will set you free. And that's what I'm seeing here. The door that makes your stomach flip when you think about it. That's your door. Now, I want to be clear because I don't want to scare you. The other door isn't bad. It's just small. It leads to a version of your life that's okay, but predictable. You could walk through it and have a perfectly okay existence. But you didn't come here for okay, and your soul knows that. You have a higher purpose in life and a great destination. These doors will become visible to you within the next 1 to 3 months. When they appear, you will know. And in that moment, you're going to feel pulled in 2 directions, and you're going to want more time to decide You won't have much time, and honestly, you won't need it, because you already know which door is yours. Let's get more messages with the cards. There is an offer coming to you, and it arrives peacefully, almost too peacefully, like it could slip past you if you're not paying attention. What I feel from this card is that someone is about to present you with something emotional. This could be words, an invitation, a proposal of some kind, and the person bringing it to you, they are standing between two golden pillars, which tells me that what they're offering you is a gateway, a threshold between where you are now and where you could be. But they're not pushing it on you. They're just standing there, holding it out, like they are giving you space to decide, almost shy about it. They know the value of what they're holding, but they are not going to sell you on it. They want you to choose with absolutely no pressure at all. This is why I need you to pay attention right now, because in your current situation, what I saw in your coffee grounds earlier, standing in that darkness surrounded by paperwork, work, and stress, you might not recognize this for what it is. Someone is about to offer you something kind, something emotionally significant, and your first thought might be to brush it off because you're too tired or too focused on the practical stuff. And that energy of those butterflies behind this figure, this tells me that transformation is attached to this offer. For some of you, this is literal. Someone approaches you with a creative idea, a partnership offer, or an emotional conversation that opens a door you didn't know existed. For others of you, this is about someone showing you love in a way that catches you off guard. Now, the energy changes here. It's like someone flipped a switch. What I'm getting from this is that some truth is about to arrive, and it's not going to be comfortable. Someone around you is about to say something very direct. This could be connected to the decision you're facing. Maybe someone around you sees what you can't see yet, or won't see, and they're going to lay it out for you in a way that feels almost aggressive. You might not like how they say it. The delivery might be rough and blunt, like someone who cares about you but has lost patience with watching you hesitate. But listen to them. This truth, whether it comes from someone else or from something inside you that finally snaps into clarity, it's going to be one of the factors that pushes you toward the right door, the one that leads to your fortune. This is where you are right now. Something beautiful is blocking your sight. That part is important, because the thing keeping you from seeing clearly isn't something ugly or obvious. It's something that looks good, something that feels safe, something that you've convinced yourself is protecting you when actually it's blinding you. This might be comfort or loyalty to an old way of doing things, or a belief about yourself that felt true once but isn't anymore. It could also be a specific person for some of you. Whatever it is, it's covering your eyes, and you've been so used to it that you forgot you can see. The truth is right there. Your subconscious already has all the information you need to make this decision. That feeling you get at night when the house is quiet and your mind finally quiets down for a bit, that knowing is within you. Here's the thing though, the longer you stay blindfolded, the more your fortune gets delayed. It's not going anywhere though, I want to be clear about that. I feel very strongly that within the next month, something will happen that removes the blindfold. It might not be your choice. It could be an event, a conversation, a moment of shock where suddenly you see everything clearly and you wonder how you never saw it before. This card is about a commitment, an agreement. What I see here is a moment of documentation, of making something official. This connects directly to the paperwork I saw earlier in the coffee grounds. The document or the contract that matters. The fortune that is coming to you, it needs to be formalized. It needs your signature, your agreement. For some of you, the decision you are one step away from making is literally a commitment, signing something, agreeing to a partnership, entering a binding agreement that changes your legal or financial reality. And I know that's terrifying because commitments are a big thing. The energy you need to bring to whatever you're about to sign or agree to is not armored or defensive, but open and willing energy. There is an agreement forming in your life, and it has the potential to set you up for years. This could involve a legal contract, a business partnership, a property, a relocation, something that requires both parties to say yes and mean it. The timing I'm getting here is within the next 1 to 3 weeks. When this agreement presents itself, remember this card. And remember the fortune on the other side of this commitment that is waiting for you. I need you to listen carefully to this. The fortune that's coming to you is not blind luck. This fortune has been watching you. In this card, we see the Greek goddess of fame and fortune. She's looking directly at the wealth she's pouring. She sees where it's going, and she chose you on purpose. Most people think fortune is something that happens to you, but what I see here is different. This fortune is being directed at you by something intelligent, something that has been observing your choices, your patience, your struggle. The gold is pouring. The butterflies around it tell me this isn't just financial abundance. Expect it to transform everything it touches. Your relationships change because you're no longer operating from a place of survival or scarcity. Your confidence changes because the thing you secretly feared, that maybe you just weren't meant for abundance, that lie gets proven wrong in the most undeniable way. Now, here's what you need to hear, and I need you to really sit with this. The fortune arrives after the decision, not before. You don't get proof first. You don't get a guarantee. You make the decision with a blindfold off and the courage of someone who has walked a long road with someone they trust. And then the fortune flows. The amount I'm sensing is significant. For some of you, this literally rewrites your financial situation. We're talking about the kind of shift where you look at your bank account or your assets or your opportunities, and you can't believe this is the same life. It's the kind of thing where people around you start asking, what happened? Someone is about to give you something. This could be a physical gift, it could be words, an experience, and it lands in your heart in a way that you don't expect. I think some of you are going to cry when this moment happens. And not because you're sad, but because you spent so long in the dark that you forgot what it feels like to just feel the warmth, to just be sitting somewhere safe with someone who cares about you, opening a beautiful gift. The fireplace behind this gift tells me that this happens in a space that feels like home. It could be your actual home, it could be someone else's home, it could be a place that becomes home to you in the future. The gift arrives within a few months after the fortune. It's the universe's way of saying, the hard part is over. You did it. Now let yourself have this gift. That's all I have for you. I hope you found this reading insightful. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. It will mean the world to me. I love you and see you in my next reading.